juicy. You lost your virginity to that song?
I feel like I'm on Andy Cohen right now.
Have to drink for this one. We got a special versus battle. Christina Aguilera versus Britney Spears. Who is the true pop princess? Hey, I'm here every Thursday night. Margaritas with Marcus, 9 p.m.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday! It's Thursday night, baby. So you already know what time it is. Time for Margaritas with Marcus. And I am so glad that you can join me tonight. You guys, I don't know about you, but I had a long-ass week. So go ahead, grab your drinks, and let's make a toast. Because guess what? We got an awesome-ass show for you tonight. I'll wait for you to put that ice in it. Cheers. All right, guys, we got a great show for you tonight. We got world-renowned hypnotist Grant from the UK live and kicking for us. We got the major versus battle, Denzel versus Will Smith. Who is the ultimate champion and the best actor? And we've got our boy Ray, who's going to give us our Karen of the week, give us an awesome story. So you know what? Without further ado, let's see what is going on with our Karen of the week, and let's invite family of the show, the one and only Ray. Ray, tell us, baby, what is going on in your side of the woods? How are you? We missed you.
Hey, Marcus, how are you?
Good, Ray. How you doing? How's Boston?
I'm good. Boston is great. Boston is great. The weather hit like 45 degrees today, and it was like a heat wave.
So that's what you guys call a heat wave?
Yeah, especially since it's been in the teens in the last few weeks.
So, Ray, I know we didn't see you last week. The studio gave us the night off. So I know you had to deal with some type of Karens. What's up on your side of the woods? What they do now?
It's very evident that people are not caring about the state guidelines anymore. So the governor just decided to open up starting Monday. Not as much as Florida is, because y'all are crazy down there. But
well, you know, Florida doesn't give a fuck. I feel like with COVID doesn't exist in Florida because we like on that like wild shit. We just hey, fuck a COVID mask. What? Yeah.
When I was down there for Thanksgiving, when I was down there for Thanksgiving, it was like lines out of the clubs and lines out of the bars. Nobody wearing masks. You don't do that up here. No. No, my Karens actually were visiting from Miami.
Of course.
And it was a group of, it's a good story though, because it was a group of like 8 of them, and they were walking around like, why is everybody wearing masks outside? Well, that's a state mandate in Massachusetts. And you know, in Massachusetts, you're not allowed to have a party of more than 6, because if you do, you have to separate them. So they didn't understand why I had to separate them, and then they couldn't get up and move around. And it was just, in the end, in the beginning, they were really like annoyed about it and trying to like, sneak drinks left and right and get up and wander around the tables. And it's just like, no. And when I finally told them, like, look, you may be visiting from Florida, but this is our rules, and I could actually kick y'all out right now. And they finally were like, we didn't know. We're so sorry. There were a group of like young girls, and one of the girls in the group, she's in the industry, so she was like, I'm so sorry for my friends. We didn't really understand. We're just visiting, and I'm just like whatever. Like, it's cool. Like, those are the types of Karens that I like to take care of, because they're understanding.
Karens that are actually Karens that you can educate. They're not like the old school Karens.
Yeah.
So it looks like a lot of the youngsters are coming to your bar. So we need to
Well,
make sure we put that link under there because they're coming out
I am
strong.
trying to attract a different kind of clientele, and it's cute when they're like, "Oh, hey, how are you?" I'm like, "Sorry, girl, barking up the wrong tree."
So Ray, what is our drink of the week? They
All
want
right,
to know
so
the recipe. What are we drinking tonight?
I'm gonna start off with a shot, and it's my go-to shot that I love to do. I think I might have done it
Okay.
once before. I'm gonna start off with a redheaded slut, and then I'm gonna go into a peach daiquiri.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So for you guys that are watching, we're starting with a redheaded slut, and then he's gonna make the main drink, which is the peach daiquiri. And if you want to know how to make it, Ray's gonna be putting the ingredients down and the recipe, which is the ingredients, which is what I just
Yeah,
said,
yeah.
in the instructions below on the comments after he makes it. So make sure to copy and paste that
How
onto your
many
notes.
daiquiris
They're
have
gonna
you
be
had
delicious.
already, girl?
We'll
All
talk
right.
about that later, right? So go
Okay.
ahead.
All right. So, redheaded slut's one of my favorites. So I'm going to go ahead and start out with about 2 parts, so about an ounce and a half to 2 ounces of Jägermeister.
Okay.
Reminds me of a lot of bad decisions back home in Texas.
Tell us one of them while you're making the drink.
They're I can't talk about them right now.
Because you're married now. So, interesting. So, what are we making it? How for
my
everybody at home, what ingredients do they need and what supplies do they need?
Let's just say my nickname was Betty because I was Bathhouse Betty.
And for those of those, what does that exactly mean?
We'll talk about it later, okay? So I just added 1 part of peach schnapps, and I'm gonna do
Uh-huh.
just. It's normally like a splash to half an ounce. I'm just throwing in just a little bit of cranberry juice. Sorry, you made me lose my train of thought. Luckily for us, even though this has been like a crazy week for me, like today was a good day with customers. Last weekend was a pretty good weekend with customers. And of course, I now have monogrammed Jägermeister shakers.
Oh, congratulations.
Give it a shake.
So, have you ever, while you're shaking it and making it, and by the way, guys, if the show is skipping for you, let us know. Put it in the comments. The internet is back up and running. So if we're having any technical difficulties, let us know. Because guess what, baby? We are live and that's how we roll. So let us know. So, Ray, tell us
Yes,
about
sir.
the first time you made this shot.
Oh, the first time I made it, I was
Yeah.
actually a stripper in Austin, and they had a bartender who didn't show up, and so they said, "Hey, do you want to try bartending?" And I said, "Sure." I just by observing, I knew what they were doing, and this was like the most popular shot back then, back in like 2011, I think is what it was. It's crazy to think that it's been like 10 or 11 years that like I've been doing this in this industry. So,
You look so
yeah,
young since you shaved.
I know, right? She's looking all like fresh tilapia, just coming off the.
So you know what, Ray? You're having a little technical difficulties because I'm hearing you in and out. So in
Okay.
the scope of a live show, what I want you to do is I want you to log back out, log back in, and we're gonna come back to the drink of the night because I want to make sure that all the fans enjoy you and they get exactly what you're saying. So you know what?
Awesome.
Log back out, log back in, and we're gonna get you back, baby. Because guess what? It's a live show, and that's how we roll. So don't
All
worry,
right.
guys. Your bartender Ray will be back, and he's gonna give us our story and our Karen, and he's gonna finish that drink. Because you know what? He's probably on an Android. So please tip him so he can get an iPhone. All right, guys. So now that Ray's getting himself together, the versus battle is going to be amazing tonight. Denzel Washington, Will Smith, two prolific actors. They have broken boundaries, but only one of them is going to be crowned as the best actor of the night with our superfan. But what does exactly our superfan have to say? Well, you know what? Let's talk to our Denzel superfan and find out exactly what makes him a superfan. So here we go. Tao, welcome to the show. How you doing, man? Okay. And they're getting themselves together. Tao, welcome to the show. Well, you know what? Tao's internet's obviously down because he's on a metro. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna get our other super fan up, and we're gonna see exactly what they say. But before we get that super fan, it looks like our one and only Ray Garcia has got his connection up. So we're gonna bring up Ray back so we can get that drink. Ray, after all these technical difficulties, I need a drink, baby.
All right,
What
baby.
you making for us?
How is this now?
You sound amazing.
Awesome. Awesome.
You paid the internet.
Yes. Yeah, paid it. Yeah. All right, so we're doing a peach daiquiri.
Okay.
So
And what inspired the Peach Factory for tonight?
I was thinking, since it's Margaritas with Marcus, Florida, we're ready for the good weather and the beach. So why not do a daiquiri?
I feel you.
Yep. Awesome. All right, so I'm throwing about 1.5 ounces of white rum.
Okay.
And funny story about the daiquiris, they actually started out as a gin sour. If that makes any sense.
What are you talking about, Roland?
So, the daiquiri was actually contrived from like somebody who was making gin drinks, and they ran out of gin, so then they started using white rum.
Ooh.
And that's
Why it gotta be white?
Silver rum.
Thank you. 2021.
We're gonna do 3/4 ounce of lime juice.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup.
Okay.
It's a lot of.
You guys remember that is simple syrup, not regular syrup. Keep going.
Basic syrup, because she's basic.
Damn. I mean, who hurt you tonight?
Bitch, I've been going through it. I've had a week.
I know, baby. And we love you and we appreciate you.
I wouldn't miss this for the world. And, it's doing things like this that's keeping me, like, active and motivated and, just making me smile. And, for those that haven't seen it out there, I got the phone call on Monday night that my father passed away on Monday. So yeah, this week's been a struggle, but it's been good. Once in due time, I'll go down and eventually do a show from Texas while I'm with my family for this. But it's doing things like this tonight that's keeping me like from just drinking my pain away. So thank you again, Marcus.
Well, Ray, on behalf of the show and everybody, we love you. We are here for you. And we're thankful for the simple fact that you even came to the show tonight after all the shit that you're going through. You know what? We've got your back, and we appreciate you, man. Cheers to you. And you know what? Cheers to your father. R.I.P.
Thank you. Oh, yeah. This is the shot. This is the shot that I made earlier. All right, so what I just did was I added about 1.5 ounces of white rum, a silver rum. I did about 3/4 ounce of lime juice, about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, and I did about 1/2 ounce of peach schnapps. Originally, the daiquiri was actually on ice instead of frozen, And it wasn't until it got to like coastal towns where they decided to blend it and make frozen drinks with it.
Well, you know these white people, they're coming up with all the crazy shit.
Yeah.
And our fans are telling you all the blessings and prayers. So sorry for your loss.
Thank
so
you,
the fans
everybody.
are sending you love, and they love you. And Ray, you know, you family, man. So again, we love you, bro. We seriously do, man.
All right. So I'm not blending this daiquiri because I'm keeping it true to its original form. But
Okay.
normally you can garnish it with, like lemon or lime, cherries, oranges. You can get fancy with it. But when you're making drinks at home,
Ooh.
you just shake it and drink it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do actually. So cheers to the drink of the
Cheers,
night by
Marcus.
the one and only Ray Garcia. And you know what? I think I need a refill. Can I get some ice in this?
Oh, I just ran out.
What?
Oh,
I got a
there you
budget.
go.
So we got a little bit of a budget here at the new house. So you know what? I'm not
Okay.
pouring things on myself. Oh yeah. Thank you, my amazing stage hands. Someone's getting a raise.
But
it's not him.
I'm still waiting for my shirt, bitch.
So you know what, Ray? You're getting it. And thank you so much for the drinks tonight. I love you. And guess what, guys? We will be reunited because Ray and I will be together live. We're not going to tell you when. We're not going to tell you how. But guess what?
It's a secret.
It's coming. And your secret's safe with me, Ray. We love you so much, baby. Make sure to tip my boy. Send him some money because, you know, shit's tough right now. Something called COVID's out there.
Yeah,
Ray,
and we're in
I love
Boston,
you, baby.
so and Boston is
So
expensive.
you know I love you, Barry. Cheers, baby.
Bye, Marcus. Love you. Bye, everybody.
I love
Thank
you, and I will see you next
I can't
week
wait to watch the
for
rest of the
another
show.
Command of the Week and another amazing adventure. I love you,
sir.
Ray.
All right. Bye.
Bye now. You guys make sure to hit up Ray on his Venmo and his Cash App and everything else that's under there. Because, you know, the guy needs it. Boston ain't doing really good right now. All right, guys, guess what? We are just getting started with the show because guess what? Our guest of the week is an amazing, amazing hypnotist. We are going into the mind of the one and only Grant Sanders, live from the UK. And guess what? We've seen them on the cruise ship. We've seen them on TV. We've seen them around. But what does it really take to be a hypnotist? And does it really work? Well, you know what, guys? We're going to find out tonight. And don't forget, we still got our versus battle, Denzel versus Will Smith. Two super fans are going to battle it out, but only one is going to come out of the ring. So you know what? Let's see what's going on with our guest of the night. We're going to talk to Grant, and we're going to see how it is to be a hypnotist. Hey, Grant, how you doing? You know what, Grant? Say that one more time, because
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really great, Grant. Thank you so much. And by the way, for everybody watching, Grant is joining us live from the UK, and it is at least 3:20 in the morning. So, Grant, we love you, and thank you for being on the show tonight.
Thank you for having me. I had nothing else to do tonight, so here I am.
Well, you know what? As all our guests, we got to cheers to an amazing night. So here we go. Cheers. And I see that that's your own signature word.
I'm never too far away from my own face, apparently.
I totally feel you. So, Grant, you're a hypnotist, but for those of us out there, what is actually a hypnotist? What do they do?
I mean, I like to play with people's imagination and make them do crazy things. And ideally, when I get people on stage, I bring out their true personalities. And that's the personalities that, you know, we don't have the day-to-day kind of stresses and inhibitions holding us back, where you really go in there and pull out the best of the people, where they've got no cares, no concerns, and it enables them to just do anything. Well, almost anything.
Interesting. So, I mean, how did this get inspired? How did you get into this career? I mean, I don't think that anyone just wakes up and they're like, hey, I'm gonna be a hypnotist and I'm gonna hypnotize people and make them do whatever I want. How did you get into this?
I came to it kind of from a therapy background. My mum was a therapist and she was very much into the hypnosis and the woo-woo side of stuff, but that was never really me. I kind of went on a different path and kind of went into the entertainment side of things. But then I was always drawn back to the hypnosis. And I used to have a really bad fear of public speaking. And I kind of thought the best way to get over that is to try and do a demonstration or a show of hypnosis. And after that first show, I was absolutely hooked. It's such a great feeling.
Grant, everybody that's never actually been to a show or experienced it and just hears about it, they think that it's fake. They think that it's a hoax.
Yeah.
Why is it real? And how do you make people actually be hypnotized? Like, how can you tell me that it's actually a real thing?
The weird thing is we're all hypnotized every single day. If you drive a car and you do a journey you've done 100 times before, you get to your destination, you don't remember that driving, that's like hypnosis. If a child was to run out in front of you or the car was to slam on its brakes, you would automatically put on your brakes. Again, it's the same with hypnosis. It's a natural state we float in and out of all the time, like a daydream-like state. And when you're in that state, suggestions can go right into your unconscious mind and can become a reality for you.
So when you were growing up, and where did you grow up?
Manchester in England.
So you grew up in Manchester, and what inspired you to be, I mean, besides your parents, like, did you have any other inspirations to be anything else? Or was this like, you knew that this is what you wanted to do?
I mean, I went into, I had a couple of clubs at one point, and when I came out of the clubs, this is what I went into, if you know what I mean. I'd always kind of used hypnosis and language patterns in order to influence, which always helps on a business kind of perspective. But when I came out of that, I wanted to just focus on the entertainment side of things to kind of open people's minds to it. A lot of people see hypnosis and they kind of think of some like weird Svengali like magician type person.
Yeah, that's exactly what I would think of.
Exactly. Well, that's why I have the purple shirt and all the weird stuff. But it's kind of like, it's such a natural state and it can be so beneficial in so many different ways. So I like to entertain people with it, but at the same time, I like to make them kind of go, wow, if he can make that person do that, then I wonder if it can help me overcome my anxiety or fears or gain more confidence. Or yeah, there's a positive side to it as well.
So you decide that you're going to be this profession. You finally get a gig. What happened on the first night that you actually had to hypnotize somebody? Did you actually hypnotize them? Did the crowd go wild? What happened?
The first show I ever did, and I remember it vividly because, like, you do all the training and everything. I thought, right, I've got to dress like a hypnotist. I've got to look like a hypnotist. And I did it for a charity show.
Let me stop right there. You said you have to do all the training. What is the training to become a hypnotist?
I mean, there's all sorts of training, and it's something that I encourage new hypnotists to keep training. There's always new language patterns to learn. There's always different techniques to learn. So I've got my bag of tricks. I'm ready. I think I've got it spot on. And because it's my first show, I did it for a local charity called NABD, which is the National Association for Bikers with a Disability. Brilliant charity. And basically, if you have an accident and you're a bike rider and you lose a limb, they re-engineer your bike so you can still ride. So they were putting on a charity night. I says, I'll do you a free show. They didn't know it was my first show. I've turned up, exactly. I've turned up. I've got a pinstripe suit on. I've got a white shirt, white tie with a big knot on, and I've walked in and I've realised that this is a big biker do, and everybody in the room is just staring at me now. And I thought, there's no way I can get out of this. I've got to do it. And like I said, I had a massive fear of public speaking, so this was my way of getting over that. I've then started to do the pre-talk. So I'm talking to people, explaining what's going to happen. And I get them doing these what's called suggestibility tests. So I'm like, everybody put your hands out like this. And only half the people were doing stuff. And I thought maybe they didn't like me. And then it just dawned on me that, you know, this is an event for people that have lost limbs, arms, and legs. And a lot of the audience can't physically put their arms and legs out and do stuff. And I thought that I just wanted the world to swallow me up at this point. So I thought I couldn't be doing any worse. But then we've got the volunteers up, we've hypnotized them. And it was just from that moment on, I thought there was nothing I want to do in the world more than this. It was just such a great feeling.
So it actually worked and you hypnotized them?
Oh, absolutely. There's a great video on my YouTube channel, Grab the Hypnotist. And you actually see a couple of the biker guys there who were proper big burly men. And they were doing little ballerina routines and they were giving each other hugs and kisses and stroking each other's knees. And it was incredible.
You know what? One of our audience members is saying, can you hypnotize dogs? I need my pup to listen to me. Can we do that? Does that only for animals or is it only for humans?
There's people that do some stuff with animals. I personally don't believe that you can hypnotize a dog. However, the same training that you use to train a dog is very similar to the training you do to hypnotize a person. So it's kind of cause and effect. If a dog does something you want it to do, give it a treat. If it does something you don't want it to do, don't give it a treat.
Okay. Our next comment is from local drag queen superstar from 7-Eleven, Georgia Peach. Can we hypnotize Marcus Raul into inviting Miss Peach to the show? So a lot of the fans are saying, can you actually hypnotize me to do something?
I mean, have you ever been hypnotized before?
Not by hypnosis.
Okay, we'll try it. One of the things that a hypnotist does on a show, it's what's called a suggestibility test, which shows you how suggestion affects your mind and body. So if you want, we can give that a try now if you want.
Yeah, let's do it.
Put your feet flat on the floor or make yourself as comfortable as you can. There we go.
All right.
What I want you to do is put your arms out like so.
All right.
About 4 inches apart. Interlock the fingers like this.
Okay.
Bring them up like this as if you're making a desperate prayer. Perfect. Now separate your index fingers about 2 inches apart and focus on the space between your fingers. And imagine there's 2 powerful magnets right in those fingers right now. And those fingers are going to start to move in towards each other all by themselves. And in a moment, as you focus on that space, those fingers are going to touch. And even if you try and pull those fingers apart, those fingers get closer and closer, closer and closer. And when they touch, it will make you smile a big smile just like that. There you go. Give your hand a bit of a shake and let that go. How weird
Wait a minute, you guys. That shit actually works. Hold on. Hold on. You guys.
What's really cool
actually works.
You could see you trying to pull your fingers apart again, though. So yeah, it's really cool. Here's the weird thing.
All right, cool. Let's do another one.
Okay, that's one that's on a very similar level to that. This, if you want to do this one involves you closing your eyes.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, put your hands out in front of yourselves again, about 4 inches apart. Perfect.
Okay.
Now just close your eyes. Perfect. Now just imagine those magnets you felt a minute ago getting even stronger and drawing both those hands in together. There we go. And in a moment, you're going to find those hands touch perfectly. But here's the weird thing. When I click my fingers this time, it's going to feel like those magnets have been reversed and it's going to push away. And you're going to start to feel a ball of energy getting stronger. And even if you try and squeeze those hands together, that ball of energy just goes stronger and stronger, stronger and stronger. And this time when I click my fingers, those hands will draw together as if those magnets are there again. Closer and closer, closer and closer. And the closer those hands get, the better you feel. And in a moment when they touch, you'll feel that energy go right down into your elbows, your shoulders, and makes you feel fantastic. Perfect. There we go. Give that.
How did you know? You guys, this is not rigged. I did not put my hands out like that, guys. He is really fucking doing this shit. What the fuck? All right, what's the next one? This is good.
Do you know what though? It's a sign of a really good mind. It's a sign that you've got people that are good visualizers, people that have strong minds are the best people for hypnosis. A lot of people think it's the opposite. They think it's people that are weak-minded or easily suggestible. The stronger your mind, the better your powers of imagination, the quicker you go into hypnosis.
Well, let's see what the fans are saying. We got a lot of comments tonight. And by the way, if you want to follow Grant, he is going to put his information down. He's got an Instagram, he's got a Facebook. And trust me, if you think this is the only thing he does, you better follow him because he's got a lot more going on. So, Grant, let me ask you something. Have you ever been to a show and someone actually didn't get hypnotized?
There was 2 shows that I always talk about, which was my not my worst shows, but the hardest shows I ever did. The first one was for another bike gang called the Outlaws, and when I turned up there, literally, one of the guys says, "If this show doesn't work, I'm going to shoot you," and I'm like, "All right, well, fair enough." So,
wow,
how many
guys don't fuck around in the UK?
Oh, exactly. These guys are serious business. So then I've kind of gone, how many people are coming? Have you sold many tickets? And they've gone, well, we've sold all the tickets, but the issue is the guys from this club were at another club and they've done a drug deal. And what they thought was one type of drug wasn't, it was another. And they're all rolling about the floor. But don't worry, Grant, they'll be here within the hour. And these guys turned up and it was just a shambles. So that was the worst show I ever did. But I was so happy to get out of there and not be killed. And another time was when it was the first cruise ship I ever did, and 80% of the guests on the ship were retired Germans and could hardly understand a word of English. And I'm a Northern Englishman, and literally everyone that's come on stage has gone, "Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Sprechen Sie Deutsch?" And I'm like, no. So that was hard work. So that was a time when it didn't go the way it should do. And at that moment, you'd sooner do anything in the world than be on that stage and nothing is going the way you want it to.
Well, Grant, before we go, for anyone that wants to do this or is inspiring to just get into that business, what do you recommend?
Follow me, find my website. There's lots of really great training resources out there. I run a couple of training courses a year on how to be a good stage hypnotist. There's a couple of great conferences in the US as well, in Vegas. Get in touch with me either on my social medias or through my website, and we can absolutely make that happen.
Anywhere we can catch any of your live shows or any of your performances?
I mean, at the moment there is no show. I mean, in the UK we're completely shut down, so there's no shows at the moment. But if you follow me on my Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube, when I go back out performing, they're out there as well. I'm due to be back in New York at some point, Vegas at some point, but who knows? Once we can get free of this COVID.
Well, when you come to Miami, you got a house to stay at.
Boom.
And I'm going to show you where it's at. So it's a pleasure. I'm just kidding. It's my house.
Brilliant.
Grant, it was such a pleasure having you on the show tonight, man. I truly appreciate you. Grant's going to post his Instagram and his Facebook and all his social media down there where you can follow him. Grant, we love you, baby. Stay safe in the UK. Thank you so much for staying up because I know it's 3:30 a.m. right there or some shit. So we love you, Grant.
Brilliant. All right. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We love you, Grant.
Cheers.
Cheers. All right, guys. Oh, okay. Well, guess what, everybody? We love you, Grant. Thank you so much for being on the show. If you want a hypnotist or want to learn how to do it, follow Grant. Because guess what? He's the bomb. So guess what? It is time for our versus battle. Oh, and this is going to be a good one. So guess what? We're going to bring in our first versus battle fan, and he is representing Denzel Washington. Tal, how you doing? Oh, you know what, Tal? I need a drink. Tal, how you doing?
Can you hear me now?
Awesome. I can hear you.
Perfect. I'm sorry. Yes. Anyway, I was saying that I'm doing good, enjoying the night.
Well, you know what? Our Will Smith fan is not here. He was here earlier.
Good. That's an
So
easy win then.
Oh, no. Don't worry. We're going to find where he's at.
That's okay. It's still an easy win.
And while we're finding him, what is your favorite Denzel Washington movie?
Okay, maybe it's gonna be unpopular. I'm a big action movies, of course. I also grew up in the 90s, but one of the best one is Out of Time and American Gangster. But I'm sorry. Yes, but one of the one of the best is Training Day.
And why Training Day? Is that one of your answers? Because if it is, I don't want you to tell me.
What do you mean one of?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything then. Just let's wait. I'm just gonna make sure everybody knows that basically Denzel take Will Smith and wipes the floor with him.
Tal, what was the first Denzel movie you've ever seen?
I'm sorry, say it again.
What was the first Denzel movie you've ever seen?
Wow, that's a good question. What is the first movie I ever watched from Denzel? Oof, I watched so many. I don't know, maybe Denzel Washington. I mean, I watched so many. I mean, I don't know, maybe Crimson Tide. I don't even know how old that one.
That's a good one.
I really watched a lot of movies. I really don't remember which one the first one.
So, Tal, let me ask you, would you say you're more of a drama fan or a horror fan or a comedy fan?
No. I'm okay. Between the three that you just mentioned, it's probably gonna be I don't know. I like horror, but my favorite is action.
Well, you know what? I love horror too, and we're gonna talk about that privately because I want to watch some movies with you. But before we get to those movies, you know what? Kishi's on the line, and he's gonna tell us exactly why he is a super fan.
Yes.
So let's see what's going on, baby. How you doing?
Hello, good evening. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How you doing?
Awesome. I'm honored to be here.
Well, it is an honor to have you, baby. So, out of any actor, Will Smith, why is he your favorite actor?
Well, good evening, everybody. It is nice to be here. Will Smith is the coolest actor of all time. He really has paved the way for this generation. Will Smith has conquered so many mediums, but where does he dominate? Acting. This man started as a rapper, went into television, went into movies, producing, directing, made children who are taking over music and TV as well. And he's married to an amazing actress. Acting is in everything he does. It is his life. Will Smith was born to define what cool is. I mean, when you think of the 90s, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is the first thing that should come to your mind. Otherwise, you're not really a fan of the 90s, okay? And when we talk about action, comedy, romance, drama, Will can give you everything and then do a rap album and then have some babies and then he could go away for a couple years if he wanted to, but when he comes back on the scene, he's giving you what you need. He has helped shape pop culture today. He is.
Well, you know what, Kishi?
He is.
It is without a doubt that you are a Will Smith super fan. So guess what? It is time for you to meet our Denzel fan. His name is Tal, and the battles start. So why don't you guys say hi to each other?
Hello.
Hey man, how you doing?
I'm fine. You're really cute.
If you're just joining us, welcome to the show. We have our versus battle, and this is the way it works. We've got 3 rounds with 2 super fans. Round 1, guess what it is? It's Denzel versus Will Smith in the battle of the best actor. Round one, we're going to discuss the best action movie. Both actors have had amazing runs with movies, especially action. Denzel won an Oscar for them. What is this actor's best action movie? Round two, guess what? In their scope, they are ready to inspire us. So, what inspirational movie is the best from these actors? Well, we're going to find out. And guess what, guys? Round three, we've got something called a wild card. That means that the super fan is going to pick the best movie that they feel describes everything for their fan. So you know what? Without further ado, we're going to start our super fan battle. And guess what? Tal, you're up first. So guess what? It starts in 3, 2, 1. Tal, I need you to tell me, what is the best action movie for your super fan?
Okay, I think that here's the thing. In my opinion, his one of his best movie. It's The Equalizer. That's just me though. That's just me though. One of his best one, I think, for the public is Malcolm X.
Okay, but remember, the category is best action movie. So why do you think Equalizer is his best action movie? Go.
I mean, that's what I like about Denzel. He just suck you into his character. Doesn't matter what he does. I mean, especially in that movie, he's quiet. He's quiet. He's just captivating you. It's captivating the audience. When you see Denzel, like you sucked in. You're part of the movie. You're part of the character. That's the difference. Will Smith, he act himself in different scenarios. He's a star. Will Smith is a star. He absolutely. Denzel is an actor. That's what I think.
So what you're saying is, just so we make sure that the audience knows what's going on,
Yes.
and I quote, Denzel is an actor and Will Smith is a star. So what you're saying is Will Smith acts like himself in every movie?
Absolutely, just different scenarios. Exactly. He's a star. I mean, he's a singer too. Denzel is not a singer, he's an actor. How many, I'm sorry, I'm probably jumping in, but we talked about, about, let's say, drama movies. How many, drama movies Will Smith have? You can count them on, probably one hand.
Okay.
Denzel is an actor. I mean, to me,
Equalizer, round one.
It's not comparable.
You know what? We've got a Will Smith fan that is not going to take this. So you know what? What is going on, baby? What is your round one answer? He said Equalizer. What you got? Cheers.
Well, that's great for him. I'm glad he feels that way. Let's talk about Will Smith in action. There are so many options because he does so well with blending different genres together that literally his action movies also have an element of comedy.
Rikishi,
and
before we get into that, audience, I want you to answer this because the audience is saying it, and we need to get past this. People are saying in the comments that Will Smith acts like Will Smith in every movie. What do you got to say to that?
He is a star, I'll say that. Okay. And he is allowed to act like himself because Will Smith is larger than life. Okay? Like, people want to be like Will Smith. Okay? People want to see Will Smith in his essence. People like Will Smith. People like Will Smith the person. They like Will Smith the person. He's very charismatic. He's very dynamic. And he is able to tap into different areas, and he does have a range. But people want the Will Smith experience, regardless of the genre, because he is such an essential part of pop culture and entertainment. Like, there is a certain type of image and a certain type of flavor and energy that an actor has to bring to appease their fans, because Will Smith has a huge following and a lot of respect.
And he appeals to everything, like you said.
Yeah. So, like, people
so the question is, What's his best action movie?
It's Independence Day, boo, because
You mean the
Because-
blockbuster, award-winning, record-breaking Independence Day? Continue.
yes, God. I have very vivid memories of Independence Day as a kid. It was a movie that I had on VHS. I watched it numerous amount of times because it was frightening. That movie was frightening. I was scared. I was like, oh my God, like movies where America is under attack freak me out. So, or any country under attack freak me out. And it was aliens, and aliens are kind of cool and kind of interesting. But what was really interesting to me about Independence Day was that in such an ensemble cast, he was still able to like show up, hold his own, but not really take away from the other actors because like freaking Jeff Goldblum, the legend, was in it. And you know, it's not really the job of Will. I'm sure it's the producers and the editors, but everybody had their moments, right? And it was still like a well-balanced movie because you had stuff coming out the sky and stuff getting blown up and actors having their little bits, but Will was still giving you a little bit of neutral comedy. Like, I don't think his comedy or his presence in the movie it was like comic relief, but it was tasteful and it wasn't senseless. It made sense within the context of the film. And, you know, Will is a hero to me, especially because of that movie. Like, I want him to rescue me. Really, like I felt so safe seeing him trying. Like that was daddy. That was his. Well, he's more of a daddy now, but like on screen, that was like daddy peak. You know. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Both contestants bought a hardcore answer for round one. And you know what? We're going to see what the audience is saying. Let's go to the comments. Jose S. said, not even a battle. Will Smith takes this round.
No.
I mean, because
I am legend, though.
The impact.
And
Independence Day, the impact.
The apartments.com guy, which doesn't make sense with the show, but you know. Our white fans are very extra. So, so you know what?
Listen, being cool doesn't make you best actor. I'm sorry.
Well, you know what?
Being an actor doesn't have to always be all serious. Okay, it doesn't have to be all.
Well, guess what? We got it. Silence. Round one has been decided. So everybody out there, get your notepads, get your scorecards, because round one is going to
I'm going to take nothing less than a win, please.
I will let you have what you deserve.
Oh, really? Okay, I appreciate it. Okay.
Well, our number one round is going to our Will Smith fan, Kishi.
No.
So you know what? Guess what? We still have round two, and round two is the best inspirational movie. Both actors have had amazing inspirational movies that have transcended through decades. Will Smith, Denzel Washington are known to inspire people. But what are you going to choose as their best inspirational movie? And you know what? Kishi, you're going up first. What do you got?
Thank you. I'm actually kind of scared of this one because, I mean, hello. Like, I mean, I love Denzel. He is a legend.
Yes.
And hello, look at how many like biographical movies he's done. Like, that man is the shit. But I'm not gonna give him too much because we're here to talk about the fact that The Pursuit of Happiness really pulled at your heartstrings. I felt like that movie took me on such a ride, and that's what it does. You know, not just because they're actually biologically connected, but there was just so much vulnerability in that movie. Like the scenes with Jaden and Will were my favorite of the movie. Like, I love
it's actually his real son. That just makes it even harder to the heart. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I mean, I try to forget about that. You know, I try to separate it. I try not to get too caught up in that. You know, I feel like just because you're related and just because you have the privilege to make movies together, you should still show up and act. Like, don't think, oh, I'm filming with dad, so I can be lazy. No, I don't like lazy acting. And what they did here was really tap into something that first of all, they're rich as hell. Okay, Jaden's been rich his whole life. But I believe that they were struggling. I felt Will, the character that Will played, I felt his struggle to want to do better. And
when you feel the artist and you feel that pain, like when you're watching the scenes and you start crying with them, that's when you know that the actual message is transcending. And I agree with you on that one. I totally agree on you on that one. Tal, what do you got?
All right.
I'm so scared. Oh God.
I mean, I allow me to say a couple. Of course, remember the Titans. I mean, come on, there is no doubt. Philadelphia.
Oh,
come on. I think he was like I said, just the way he acts, it just suck you in. It's just like every time you see Denzel, you believe him. And I think it was the first mainstream homosexual movie. So,
first actual time, excuse me, it's not Corona. It's the first time that AIDS was actually like shown by a black actor in a mainstream movie.
Oh yeah, exactly. So Philadelphia, remember the Titans, Malcolm X. I mean, obviously the list can go on and on.
Pick one, honey. Pick one, honey.
Philadelphia.
Tal, you have epic. You said amazing 7 movies, but we only need you to pick one. So what's your choice?
Philadelphia.
Oh,
hell yeah! Philadelphia, very inspirational, very, touching. I mean, you can't watch that movie without crying.
Well, let's look at the comments. Philadelphia was a trailblazer. Denzel single tier. Each movie shits on Will Smith's whole career. Wow.
The shade.
Okay.
Wow, the shade is real tonight.
Yes.
Our friend.
I honestly would have picked John Q. I would have picked John Q.
And why would you have picked John Q?
Yeah, why?
Whew. It just really, that movie was so emotional. Like that movie really, I was on edge the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like I
gotta be with Tal on this one. I mean, nobody was talking about fucking AIDS in 1994. If you talked about AIDS, it was like, oh my God. So the simple
and
fact,
Denzel was fine in Philadelphia.
Yo, he got the goodies. And the simple fact that they fucking spotlighted what was going on in the community at that time. I mean, and as heterosexual actors and a production team that was all heterosexual, I mean, hands down, Denzel was way before his time on that one.
It's probably took a lot of courage. I'm sorry. Sorry. It's probably took a lot of courage for Denzel to take this role.
Absolutely, especially as a black actor at that time. Nobody was trying to fucking hear about AIDS, let alone a black actor talking about AIDS in a mainstream film that had a budget by Universal. Man,
exactly.
I mean,
it's a good
one. So you know what? I'm gonna say, without a doubt, Tal, you got that point.
Mm-hmm.
So, guess what, everybody?
Yes.
It is 1-1. So, the final round is going to break the category and give us our champion. And guess what? We're not going to keep our fucking contestants in a bubble because round 3 is called the wild card. That means that every contestant gets their last chance to prove and pick the best movie and why their actor's the best. So you know what? The score's 1-1, and we're gonna go back to the person that started the game, the one and only Kishi. What's your answer, baby?
Ooh, wild card. There's so many.
Yeah.
But I went with Men in Black.
Ooh! Men in Black, 1997. Hit film, hit soundtrack. Will Smith broke barriers. He was the #1 and first black man that had a #1 movie and #1 soundtrack on the charts at the same time with the elusive hit Men in Black. Tokishi, tell us why you picked this one.
I can't lie. Like, I'm an artist, I'm a dancer. So to me, I love the fact that Will Smith is the whole package. But this is about his acting. And when you think of Men in Black, you think of Will Smith. Obviously, the whole other stuff surrounding it, obviously it's the music, it was the look, it was all of that you think of, but you also think about how that character in particular was 1997. Like, that was the character.
Of that year. Nothing
was
like
the
that was the
character.
epitome of that fucking year. Absolutely.
Right. That character, well, obviously the persona of Will Smith helped. That is always a huge advantage to have. It's really good marketing, but then it was a different persona for him. He hadn't done something like that. Like, Men in Black was very different from Independence Day, and it was a departure from something different. But Men in Black set the stand. Like, his role was 1997, and it kind of set the standard for like when he really started to spread his wings and
that's
be a bit
because you know
more.
what? The studio actually gave him a fucking chance. And once they saw that he was a billable fucking superstar, the roles fucking came fucking in like wildfire. And it was so beautiful to see that people didn't just see him as the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air or as the guy from Independence Day. He got so many.
Because Men in Black came out right after Fresh Prince of Bel-Air stopped. Because, it ended in 96 after 6 years. A 6-year successful comedy. Not everybody has that. But
can we discuss how it only ended because he wanted to focus on his music career and movie career? It wasn't canceled. It wasn't taken off the fucking lineup by NBC. It was.
Oh no, we still see her. She's everywhere. She's everywhere. Will's character on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is gonna last for generations and generations. People love that character. But we are referring to Men in Black, and even the impact of Men in Black is still to be seen today. And he carried that movie on his shoulders, not to throw Tommy Lee Jones.
He did. Period. He did.
Yeah. He did what he had to do with Men in Black.
So you know what? Ooh, Tal. Men in Black versus what? What do you got for us, Tal?
First of all, if I judge both of them based on today, not from 97, today. If you take both of them, to my opinion, from today to the past, and you judge both of them, Denzel Washington, to my opinion, doesn't even have one movie that you can say, ooh, that's a bad movie. All of his movies are good. Will Smith, in recent years, some of his movies are not, like whatever, like Gemini, and like that's not an Oscar. Denzel Washington, each one of his movies, if you would tell me he won an Oscar for it, I'll believe you. That's one. Second of all, my opinion, I'm gonna go to a little bit of an older movie, but to me it was a little bit of shock. Again, Training Day. The reason I choose it is because it was the first time for me to see Denzel as a villain, and I was amazed to see how, even though he was a villain, he was a favorite for me. Like, I still loved him. That's the special thing about him. And it doesn't matter what he do, he suck you in to be on his side. And, again, and it's one of his best. Obviously, there is tons, but to me, Training Day is one of the best movies ever.
Well, you know what, guys? We got two amazing arguments. We got two super fans, but only one super fan is going to win tonight. The final battle was Training Day versus Men in Black. So you know what? I don't know about you, but I know that this is going to be a good battle. So I want to see what the audience is thinking. And guess what? We're going to give you our answer and our super fan of the week. And don't forget, we are coming back next Thursday live. And guess what? Finally, after months and months and seasons, I found a Scientologist that escaped and is ready to talk. They're going to be protected, but they're going to talk and tell us about the fucking wild story about how it was to be in Scientology, and even better, how to escape. And we got a super fan battle of the week. Who's it going to be? Well, you're going to have to tune in to find out. But right now, we're going to focus on Kishi versus Tao. Who is our super fan? Is it Will Smith? Or is it Denzel? Both had amazing arguments, but only one is going to get the super fan of the week and the Margaritas with Marcus shirt, which you can get on our website, which I'll post as soon as it's there. So, without further ado, before I announce the super fan of the week, I'm going to bring out the loser. So, whoever comes up first is the loser. And I love you guys. So, here you go. Good luck. Tao!
Aw. Very disappointing. Very disappointing.
You know what, Tal? It might be disappointing, but let me tell you something. You had a lot of people tonight that were fucking voting and rooting for you. So do not think. And by the way, your beard's looking amazing. I can't wait to see you this weekend.
Thank you.
You're
Yes,
looking
we
awesome.
miss you. We should hang soon.
I miss you too. And you know what, Tal? Thank you so much for being on the show. We love you. And you know what? God bless you. And thank you for
You
being
too.
a
We
part
love
of
you
it.
too, everybody. Have a good night.
I love
And
you,
I
Tal.
enjoy being on the show, Marcus. Thank you.
Thank you for the show.
Yes.
Bye, Poppy. And guess what? You know what that means? Oh, we got a new super fan of the week. They were representing Denzel Washington. What is going on, Kishi?
I'm Will Smith. What you mean? I am Will Smith. That's who team I'm on. Will
And that's
Smith.
what I meant.
Thank you.
Will Smith super fan. Kishi in the house. We love you, baby. Hey, and that's what happens on live TV and Margaritas.
Listen, I'm just so
Kishi, let
honored.
me
Thank
ask
you.
you something.
Thank you, Daddy Will.
If you could tell Will Smith one thing, what would it be?
You are everything I wanted to be growing up, Will. Thank you for being such a great example of just coolness and being a role model for me. Like, I want to be Will Smith so badly. Like I think he's just amazing, and I appreciate every movie he's done. He really gives a damn about acting. He has such a gift, and I just as an artist myself, like I just model myself after him because he is deeply talented. And Daddy Denzel, I love you too. I am a fan of Denzel, but Will Smith is that's who I want to be. I want to be Will Smith.
I hope Will Smith fucks you, and I want to thank you so much.
Whoa, wait. Hold on. I didn't say that. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that the wrong?
I did not say that.
Was that the wrong? Well, you know what, Kishi? We love you so much, baby. And everybody, guess what? He's a super fan of the week, and we got so much more coming up this season. We got a live reality show star. We've got a little bit of scandal, and we got a lot of fun. So make sure to tune in because we are going live for the rest of the week of March. Every episode in March is going to be live. So you better get ready. My name is Marcus. This is Margaritas with Marcus. And remember, guys, As long as you can look in the mirror and you're happy with what you see, that's all that matters. I love you guys, and I'll see you next week. God bless you, right here on Margaritas with Marcus. Love you guys.